All of the lights. All of the lights. Fast lights, flashlights, spotlights, rock life every night.
Turn up the lights in here, baby. Extra bright, I want y'all to see this. Turn up the lights in here, baby. You know what I need. Want you to see everything. Want you to see all of the lights.
And we see a while ago the Warriors getting prepared for the task at hand. Welcome to a special presentation of the NBA on Christmas Day here on 2K Sports. We want to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas. With our Santas Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And now we take a brief check at the matchups. Our starting five for both teams. And guys, check out Blake Griffin. What can we expect here?
Well, everybody knows around the league that if you get in Blake Griffin's way when he has a head of steam going, you're going to end up on his poster at some point. So, since coming into the league, I think he's become as intimidating a player as we've seen.
I agree. It's just not posterizing people either, Steve, although he does a bunch of that. When he gets a steal and has a free lane to the basket on a breakaway, there's a good chance the crowd's going to see a mini dunk contest from Blake.
The Clippers looking for a strong start to this road trip. This is a team in search of an identity. They've dropped 7 of their last 8, and they have looked completely out of sync.
You know, it's been a struggle on the road for this team, and they're beginning another road trip right now.
They've got to do whatever they can to change recent history, guys, because they have not looked comfortable at all on the road.
And here's Johnson outside. That is good. Johnson's got his first 3 points of the game.
The defenders need to talk to each other. The communication lacking there on that three-pointer. Well, this Warriors ownership group has really energized the franchise. They've been very proactive. They purchased the D-League team from Dakota. Plans to move them to Santa Cruz, about an hour south of Oakland. And in order to accommodate the team's home games, they built a new 3,000-seat arena in a matter of months.
Defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
And the Santa Cruz Warriors, as they've been renamed, have been a hit. You know, Clark leading the D-League in revenue, making the D-League finals last season.
And you know, with all of the D-League games now broadcast on YouTube, the exposure for players in the D-League is better than ever. And for the Warriors to have their D-League affiliates so close by gives them a much better opportunity to develop their young talent.
Now here's Parker. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Denver.
Tony Parker had a phenomenal 2011-2012 campaign, but as is the case with Greg Popovich, he challenged Parker to improve upon that for last season. Popovich told him, good players can be great for a little bit, but great players are always great. And that really resonated with Parker.
Free throw good by Parker. Think about how great Parker's been. We forgot his career almost came to an end in the summer of 2012. This is a very interesting part of his career.
That's right. He was an innocent bystander at a club in New York when a melee erupted and bottles were thrown. He got a shard of glass that penetrated almost through his left eye. Very easily could have lost his vision and lost his career.
Now here's Wall. He's coming off a 10-point game against Minnesota. Now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with head coach Doc Rivers.
A big factor in today's game, he said, is how they are able to handle Chris Bosh. He said often in games, Bosh is the X factor with his ability to gather rebounds and finish off chances inside. In order to keep him from dominating the fight on the glass, they'll have to match his intensity every step of the way. Guys?
Thank you, Doris.
Yeah, guys, did you know that the Clippers winning the Pacific Division last year was the first time it's ever happened? Yeah, you heard it right.
Good point, Clark.
That's the first time the Clippers have ever won the Pacific Division.
And what a time to be a Clipper fan these days, guys, with the way they've climbed to the very top of the Pacific Division. And, Steve, they've done it by beating up on the rest of the teams in that Pacific.
Well, Golden State gave them some trouble, Kevin, but otherwise they really rolled against the rest of the Pacific Division. And I'll tell you, it became clear within a few months last season that the Clips were going to run away with the Pacific, and what a long time coming for Clipper fans.
Pure hustle on that play, and that's what it takes on the offensive boards. It's not about ability as much as it is desire.
And that, Clark, and some muscle. And he showed us he's got plenty of that with the huge dunk.
Well, in a tight game, I mean, they could use a few more of those hustle plays going forward if they're going to win.
Now here's Wall, following the miss by Chris Bosh. He feeds it to Griffin. 6 to shoot. Good on the short little jump shot. Here's Johnson. He just could not put it together in that loss to Denver. Feeds it to Parker. Back to Johnson. The dish to Parker. He passes it to Bosh. The jump hook gets the bucket. Bosh has got his first points of the game.
That's just run of the mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
Nene setting the pick for Wall. Hamilton outside. Dishes it to Nene. McGee's there. A fadeaway. The shot by Nene. No good.
I'm not sure about that shot, guys. The defense really all over him.
Johnson with it. Now Hamilton defending. And it's McGee with the jam.
You can see the eye contact there. Gave a little nod and then burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
No doubt, Clark. A pair of teammates with a terrific feel for each other out on the floor.
And what a play to make it a close game. A potential momentum builder.
Here's Wall after the made shot from McGee. Now here's Barnes, averaging 8 points a game. And Wall. Here we go now. And that one's good. Wall's got 5.
Took advantage of some shoddy defense there. They've got to at least get a finger on it.
First quarter of play and just over 3.5 minutes in. Parker kicks to Johnson. Taken away by Nene. Pass to Barnes. He dishes it to Wall. And the shot is long.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get too many better looks from that range.
Parker outside. Gives him the lead pass.
Look out. Watch out now.
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I
Oh,
don't
come
remember
on.
ever seeing a dunk like that in a game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
Oh,
one.
man, that was just amazing.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Hamilton outside. Passes it to Nene. Unloads from 9. That's good. Nene's got his second bucket. Looking at Los Angeles, they want to turn it around after the loss to Minnesota.
And what stands out from that game, Clark, is that they let a lot of points slip through their fingers at the free throw line.
Yep, and I think some doubt started to creep in as well when they kept missing their foul shot. Guys seem to tighten up and start alligator arming those things.
Now Barnes. Looking for his first basket still in this one. And Wall. Here we go now. Barnes. Back to Wall. Shot clock at 5. Throw off the pick from Bosh. Johnson down low. Covered by Hamilton. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
You know, one part of Joe Johnson's game that tends to get overlooked, guys, is his ability to create space with the dribble. He's got great size, and that ability makes him the potent scorer he is.
That's good from Johnson. And for Joe Johnson, as you mentioned, Clark, great size, and he's comfortable, truly, Steve, from shooting anywhere on the floor.
Yeah, and whether it's a spot up or off the dribble, he can go either direction. He's so strong, excellent ball handling ability. But I think he could do a little more damage inside if he chose to. He's got the body to be a good post-up player.
Now here's Wall. 5 points in the game. Nene dishes to Barnes. Outside, Wall. Takes a 3. Wall with another miss.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Johnson goes in. Parker kicks to Johnson. The feed now to Bosch. Eight feet away. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Last outing for Golden State, it was a loss to the Nuggets in Denver.
Yeah, they really struggled to put points on the board throughout that game, guys. In terms of their offense, nothing seemed to go right.
And once they started spiraling downward, there was no getting out of it, Steve. Their scoring just went dry.
Now here's Parker. Rip Hamilton missing his last shot. 18 feet out. Johnson's shot is off.
Boy, it was an impressive turnaround for Mark Jackson and the Warriors last season. I mean, his promise of making the playoffs didn't come together in his first season at the controls, but in year two, they got it done. And I tell you what, most thought Mark would be a really outstanding coach, and he's well on his way to making that a reality.
And the Clippers making a change here. Mozgov, he's checked in for Nene. Young comes in for Blake Griffin. Travis Outlaw is checked in for Matt Barnes. And Alec Burks subbed in for Richard Hamilton. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And for Mark Jackson, there have been some questions. He had never spent time as a coach, even as an assistant. I guess the question was, Steve, would he be able to take over the reins as a head coach?
Well, the biggest thing you want to do as an NBA coach is have your players buy into what you're selling. And Mark Jackson's been able to do that. His players believe in him. He motivates them. They like playing for him. And that's most of the battle right there.
Now here is Barbosa, averaging 8 points a game. And Valanciunas with the block. Pass to Parker. Right side, Lynn. And it's good on the assist by Parker.
Well, you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Clippers trail by 7. Barbosa with it. He kicks it to Young. Back to Barbosa. Trying to get back on track. And it's Barbosa again missing.
And very quickly here in the first quarter, pronounced advantage for them on the glass.
Yeah, that's a trend they'd love to continue right through the next 3 quarters as well. So far, so good for them at the offensive end here in the early going.
Boy, the field goal percentage is fantastic. Exactly the kind of start they were hoping for.
The difference between being a dominant or a good team and mediocrity is the ability to win on the road. The Clippers secured their spot as one of the NBA's elite teams last season because they showed the ability to get it done on the road.
Now Lynn, after the missed 3 from Barbosa. Lynn the pass to Parker. Kicks to Jerebko. Golden State moving it around. Fields dishes to Lynn. Landry Fields on the wing. And another 3 for Golden State. And the Clippers with one of the better road records in the Western Conference last year, going 24-17. Steve actually tied for the second most road wins in the West, only behind the Bucks.
And believe it or not, Kevin, it's the first time the Clippers franchise has ever had a winning record on the road. Actually, I do believe that when you think back to Clipper history. But I'll tell you what, it's a team on the rise and a very interesting club to watch.
Now look at the hottest teams in the league. These squads have knocked down everything in the last 10 games. Second, the Warriors.
It's due to better shot selection lately, Kevin. They're taking their time to make sure the shots they take go in. Really good self-discipline there.
And here is Outlaw. Will it go? Gets it to go. Outlaw's got his first points in this one. Warriors leading by 10. Here's Parker. Outside, Lynn. 3-pointer. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. Parker's got 3 assists now in this one. Los Angeles has gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. And Young backs in. Back to Barbosa. Now the pass to Young. Clock at 6. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. The Warriors have gone 8 of 12 on field goal attempts so far. Barbosa against Parker. Outside, Lynn. There's the triple. Thaddeus Young grabs the miss. Clippers trail by 11. Now here is Barbosa. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Outlaw kicks to Burks. Shot clock at 6. Snatched away. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And that one's good.
Well, they've yet to string many stops together.
Just seems like they've been a step slow here.
Here's Barbosa. Barbosa off the pick from Mozgov. Parker against Barbosa. And Young kicks to Barbosa. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Well, the Warriors going to the playoffs last season for just the second time in 19 seasons, guys. Pretty incredible and remarkable, too. But it seems, as Mark Jackson said, that things be a-changing in the Bay Area, and for the better.
And the second free throw, good. And for the Warriors, a scrappy, hard-fought win over the Denver Nuggets in 6 games. They also, Steve, gave the Spurs a lot of trouble in the second round.
They sure did. That series might have turned out a lot different if they hadn't collapsed in Game 1. But the Warriors showed tremendous resilience in bouncing back and really making that series so competitive.
They set the pick. Young outside. He feeds it to Burks. Barbosa. 6 on the shot clock. Shot from 16. Drained for 2 points.
A nice piece of work there. Find a little space and pull the trigger.
Outside, Lynn. Left side, Lynn. Feeds it to Collison. Back to Lynn. Now the dish to Ross. He passes to Urebko. Ross, he kicks it to Urebko. And it's off from 3-point range. Now here is Barbosa. Dishes to Young. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. The Warriors on top. They're up by 10. And we'll get things started in the second quarter when we return.
It's a special New Year's Eve NBA celebration. The Milwaukee Bucks take on the Los Angeles Lakers. More NBA next Tuesday.